Well, final day today, big day. Tonight I think is $250,000 worth of prizes we give away on stage, so it's a pretty bloody big event. But it's the amount of work that goes on behind the scenes with the whole committee, the whole hookup committee's just incredible. I think it's probably the smoothest running one that I've seen yet, as far as out the back, and everything's coordinated super well. So it's been there's been a few changes like over the last few years, but it seems to be working really well. Hopefully the tradition continues for another 30 years. Scotty's been flicking a little prawn imitation around. He's got another cod. He got a little one a minute ago. This one's a little bit bigger. He's just flicking around a little drain mouth here. Cod and rocks go very well together. Big grunner and finger mark. Jack over in.
In we go with that. And just to that, I'm going to add.
There we go.
Adam, can you move mine?
Oh, thanks. We're going to like razor blades. If you brush your finger on that, it's going to cut you. Like they're that sharp, and they come in really fast, and they'll bite the tail off their bait fish, and they'll spin around and they'll finish it off. Because once his tail's gone, he can't swim anymore. So these things are totally different to something like a mangrove jack or a brim, where they sit and they wait for something and they'll dart out and grab it. So totally different fish. So when you're going to kill any fish, you've got to bleed it, get the blood out of its system, which is basically to cut its throat. Most fish we brain spike them. There's a little tool you can get that you can brain spike them. What you want to do is get as much meat as you can off a fish. If say he's killing it and then leaving heaps of meat left on the fish, you want to be able to take as much meat off it as you can. So we're going to cut him right up to the back of the head, around the back of the pectoral fin, like that. And we're just going to run the knife just under the surface all the way back up to the back of the head like that. Then I'm going to push the knife right through the other side, cut down to the tail. Now what I'm going to do here, I'm going to put a little hole in there, and I'll show you what that's for in a minute. So that little hole in there becomes very important in a second. Right, so just make that hole big enough for my finger to fit in, like that. Then we'll spin him around. We'll come from here, all the way back down. And you'll notice how little effort I've got to put in to use the knife. A blunt knife is a dangerous knife. Okay, so what we're going to do then, and the reason I say that, the reason a blunt knife is a dangerous knife, is because if you've got to force it to try and cut it, if you slip, you stab yourself. With a knife that's really sharp, there's no effort, no power goes into it, you just cut through nice and easy instead. Knife in there, and I'm going to run it right up to the back of his head, like that, and the fillet just falls off like that.
Wow, look at that.
Okay? Pretty easy, eh? Now these bits here, these are what they call the wings. So these wings here, they're actually it's a different type of meat altogether. So you never throw that away, because there's a fair bit of meat on that. The way to cook that is like I like marinade, like a honey soy marinade or something like that on it. Throw it on the barbecue like that, flip it over, beautiful. Cut. Doesn't have to be a deep cut. This cut that I'm doing here doesn't have to be a deep cut. Now when I get close to my hand, I don't put my hand in the way of the knife, because if I do slip, I'm coming back towards my hand. So put the knife in there. Once we get to there, put my hand on the other side of it, and then just bring it right through to there. Right down to that tail wrist again. We're going to cut that finger hole in there again. Like that. Cut him back up here. They start from about here, and they go all the way down. They come out off the spine into the flesh on the lateral line, what they call the lateral line. So what the lateral line is, see this line here? See this line that goes down the side of the fish, down there? That's full of nerves that come directly out off the spine. And they don't hear things in the water, they feel them through the lateral line. So they don't have ears, obviously, so they're feeling vibration in the water. So sound to a fish is just vibration. So what we want to do is we want to cut these needle bones out. So just going to run the knife down either side, like that. You can see how little pressure I've got to put on that. So you can see how big that piece is, but look how thin it is. So that's where it's going to be laying in the frying pan. Nice and thin, it's going to cook very quickly. So in order to do that, it's a pretty easy thing to do. All you've got to do is put the knife on an angle like that, cut down to where you can feel the knife just touch the skin, and then turn the knife flat and just take that piece there off the skin. Saves you trying to skin it. It's pretty well set up, everything's organised, ready to give away. So some nice little combos. There you go, mate.
Good stuff.
Good. All getting ready. It's a bit disappointing. There's still thousands of people starting to show up now for the draws tonight. Very uncomfortable with this rain, but yeah, it's the thing is, if you're not here, you don't win. You've got to be here for the draw. So if that means we've got to draw it 50 times, we'll draw it 50 times. It'll be a good day. So all fish obviously a bit different to where you go to get the otolith.
Definitely where you go to get the otolith out and how you do it as well is species dependent. And then some of these reef fish are just better going from underneath, but those mackerel, so much easier from the top. But this guy, so much better from underneath, and we just need to crack that back. And then you'll see, grab my tweezers, they're just sitting there and there, so we can get those ones up. This one here. Oh, or here we go. Sitting a bit farther back. There they come.
Much different bone to the other bone.
Such a different bone.
There you go.
So different. There's one of them.
Yep.
And then we'll sit the other one. Now these ones are a lot more robust than the mackerel.
So out of this you learn age?
We do. So we use it with the age, length, frequency, and it'll tell us a bit about the population dynamic, about what's going on.
Okay.
But now it's time for the Eagle King Fridge. Best in business, and we have had stacks of tickets in this. Absolutely stacks of tickets. Now the winners don't have to be here.
Sorry, we just got to wheel this boat up on stage. Oh, mud.
The other one been working about 100 hours in the last 3 or 4 days. If he's not asleep in 30 seconds, I know it's not comfy. How is it? Okay. This is part of the Great Northern Package. You can't trust all your money.
Yeah, first year Tannum Hookup. It was a premier event for us in really wanting to be part of it. Really glad to be part of it this year. Putting on appreciation as well.
Here it comes. I think that's smile and more. Let's just see if his ID checks out. Winner! I've just realised. Good, mate. Fantastic. You look at it. Well, so to say, having you guys here this year has been fantastic. And the fact that you sponsored the play, outstanding. What a ripper it really is to.
Cheers for that. It's been great to be involved. Being in Hudson now, doing about 20 for about 4 years.
From Glen Eden, Danielle Watkins with a fish of 310 grams. Live finger mark. So Tim, your charter is not just wandered around the river. You are very specialised in what you guys do. Talk us through what these people can expect.
So what we do is we take big animals to the range and we train 100k offshore.
We're now going to win here. This is senior. This chat is worth a lot of money, guys. It's very exclusive. There's a Canadian one winner in the seniors, one in the juniors.
Have a look at your bag.
Yamaha full-stroke outboard, out-of-range marine electronics, which you'll never be out-of-range with their marine electronics. Trailer safety equipment, the colour is blue and red wrap. It is an absolute perler of a boat. Custom built trailer, this thing is built by the team. Help swingers, okay, here we go. 2-minute timer, out of the randomizer, the top senior angler. We are in the draw for the boat. We're in the money now, folks. So let's see who it's going to be, the luckiest of you. Dale Watkins, Glen Eden. Dale Watkins from Boyne Island. And Cohen, are you here? Cohen Mensford from Boyne Island. Please, Cohen, be here. Yes, 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 we are winner. Make sure you bring your ID, Cohen, no need to run. But bring your ID. I love seeing those waiting ones. That means we have a winner. I couldn't take much more. Now I know how low you the first. Cohen, come on down, brother. Oh, yes. Chicken dinner. Mate, come around the front and see James Moore and bring your ID, because it's not over till he's got that ID. So let's check that he's actually registered, got the ID. There's a little bit of trepidation on the face. Oh, James is scrutinising it. He's had to go. He's gone for the second wallet. Here we go. Winner! That is absolutely fantastic. What a treat from the Boyne Tannum Hookup 2024. $112,000 worth of absolutely magnificent CJ boat with a big... Good night from the 2024 Boyne Tannum Hookup.